It might be not a very long presentation. It's more of a implementation reporting kind of thing. So this is a implementation pilot between the State Death Registry and the County Medical Examiner's Office in Washington State. So it was between the Washington State Death Registry and the Seattle King County Medical Examiner's Office. All right, who am I? I'm currently working as Senior Informatics Architect in the Washington State Department of Health. My experience is in, it started with public health medicine, disease control and epidemiology. Now, more recently, I started working with data science, and at the present moment, I'm working in informatics and system design. And I'm also co-chair for the Public Health HL7 working group, and also co-lead for the Helios FHIR Accelerator Aggregate Data Track. So just going through a little bit of background and vision of this project. This is mainly the death kind of recording and reporting of the death of the state residents was more of a manual process, and this effort is to sort of create the death records, update records, ascertain causes of death, and make the death certificates available via APIs, FHIR APIs. And also make all the death records available at the County Medical Examiner's Office to assist with the cases requiring medico-legal death investigation. Since all the deaths in the state gets recorded into the death registry, and those cases that require additional investigation for any reason, that gets forwarded to the county medical examiner's offices, and the investigation findings are entered over there, and that is sort of added to the or the updated in the records. And so the main reason for having this project, it was a CDC initiated project, and they wanted to have this process automated during COVID-19. And when we started working on it, we had sort of a brainstorming together with other states and also with the CDC. And one of the things that was identified that would be of an advantage is to have the process of having the death rates automated, and death rates, computation of the death rates automated through this process. So that would be possible by merging the death data with the disease incidence prevalence data that is available at the state disease registry. So going into a little bit of a rationale, the first one is to standardize at the level of the information systems at the state, local health jurisdictions, and also at the level of CDC, National Center for Health Statistics, is the center that performs this function. And it was important to have the data standardized for having a smooth, seamless communication between these three parties. And automation was another aspect of it. Most of it is manual. I mean, the work is still in progress. But automation is another aspect that was considered to be very important, especially in situations like pandemics, epidemics, and in emergency situations. And also modernization of the system to expose the data via APIs is another piece. So this is the overall layout of the project, and there are three different pieces here. This is the, I mean, I didn't delineate it in a different box, but anything that is left to this line that I'm creating with the dot, it belongs to the systems within the Department of Health in the state. So the ways up. So the Wales is Washington Health and Life Event System, which is the state's system of vital records, and there is King County over here, which is the county medical examiner's office, to be specific, and Vertigo is their case management system, and there is NCHS, that is the center in CDC that does the nationwide statistical, holds the statistical registry, and also does additional functions like coding causes of death and things like that. So those are the three different entities that are interacting in this, basically. We are using Rhapsody as a routing service, and also the service for merging the data when we receive it back. And then they have their, the King County Medical Examiner's Office says case management system Vertigo has their own mechanism to integrate the data into the system, and Steve, one thing that Steve also does is it receives or routes data that for the Washington State residents who passed away in other states. So similar implementation in other states who register the death in that particular state gets routed to Washington State system via this API. So essentially, when this is implemented nationwide, there will be a nationwide interoperability between all the different death registry and death investigation systems, including the NCHS. So the whole network is, the vision is to have the whole network talking in the same language, essentially. So this is the first phase of the implementation, which has been completed, the Washington Health and Life Event System, Wales. What is being done right now is the information is being entered into the system. It's a legacy system that has been used for many years. Recently, it has been migrated to a newer version of the system. And there's a transformation engine which uses a mapper to map the Wales data element to FHIR-based vital records, death reporting implementation guide. So it's basically the VRDR-IZ is the implementation guide that is being followed for mapping and creating the messages. And then those messages get posted into the Seattle King County's medical examiner's office case management system, which is Vertigo. So Vertigo, when Vertigo receives those messages, it stores in their system, and then those records are made searchable by the users of the case management system. And then, so whenever there's a investigation that needs to be done for a specific deceased person, that information is sourced and brought over, and a case is created, and then additional information related with the case is entered into the system by the medical examiners and their office personnel as well. So, and that includes the forensics, toxicology results, and autopsy findings as well. So this is the actual form at the Wales interface, which gets entered, and then this is the summary of the death record that gets produced after that, and this is the Rhapsody route through which the data is passed over and routed to the King County system. So this is the input process of the route, and this is the output process of the route. So right now there is no additional manipulation that is being done in Rhapsody, which is the transformation or the interface engine that DOH uses, which was there in the diagram. So there are two reasons to that, to have Rhapsody in that place. One is to have a routing mechanism for the messages, and another is to kind of merge the data in the future when there is a need. For example, I will come to that in a little bit. Merging that data would be done by the Rhapsody interface engine, which is something that we have developers working on. So from Rhapsody, there's a the message goes to the Vertiq system. The Vertiq developers did an exercise to map the data to their data elements in the systems, their data model in the Vertiq system, and then they mapped the FHIR messages onto their system, and then that gets populated into the user interface placeholders for the respective data elements. So in this project, obviously Washington DOH State Vital Registration Office is working on it. I am representing the Office of Innovation and Technology, Data Modernization and Informatics Office, and there is Tech Ops involved as well, and we have the vendor called Mantech. The Mantech is supporting the Wales system, and Alterum Institute is helping us in the integration process in Rhapsody. And from the Seattle King County side, medical examiner's office is the main actor, and Vertiq is the system that they are using, and also is the vendor for that. And there's support from ASTO for this project, and there's also coordination and some support from NACHO as well, National Association of County and City Health Officials. And MITRE Corporation was involved in the first part of this project, which is in production right now, and LeapOrbit is also going to be working with us in the future. So here is my contact information. And that's the end of the presentation. Any questions?
Hi. Yeah, I have a question. So yesterday in a lot of the presentations, especially pertinent to like machine learning and AI, it was mentioned that data science with FHIR can be a bit difficult. It's very verbose and it's hard to process. Do you know anything about the process, the procedure from like calculating these statistics based on the FHIR data?
I mean, yeah. I mean, for analytics, are you asking about predictive models or just analytics in general?
Both, yeah, analytics in general.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there are lots of things to be considered for using the FHIR models in data science. But having said that, it could be kind of selected based on the use cases, right? And if you want to use it for analytics, it is I mean, you have to create the pipelines and then process the data and then do whatever analytics that needs to be done. But if you want to do predictive analytics, that would again depend on the use case. But I mean, having said that, specifically for this use case, this is essentially going to be a system that would more accurately describe how, for example, let's say during COVID there was a problem of finding how many what percentage of infected are dying due to the illness, right? That particular problem or that particular question is supposed to be resolved by this system. So that is essentially not going. That will be avoiding the predictive models to predict that how many people possibly died. So this is more or less of a different approach rather than predicting the findings. But if your question is in general, then I mean, it could probably be, this data could probably be used to train the models for another use case that is related with predicting the death rates for certain diseases. Does it answer your question? Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Thank you for the presentation. I just wanted to ask about the mapping to the VRDR-IG. Did it go well? Was it easy? Did you end up participating in like the group meetings to try to influence it, or how was it?
Basically, the transformation engine that is being used is not Rhapsody, because in this first phase of the project, Rhapsody is just routing. The transformation engine is something that was developed by support from CDC. But having said that, there were still lots of glitches in while that was being implemented. I mean, it looked like a straightforward process, but there were many issues, definitely. Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, this is essentially the ownership of this work is with the vital registration office, and we as the informatics office are supporting them to do this, mainly because they don't have the workforce to do it themselves, right? And also there's a need for kind of breaking the silos, and we want to sort of not really centralize, but have everything go through the same infrastructure. So we are building, I mean, we are working to build the infrastructure right now. University of Washington, we have Bill, his group is supporting us to identify the right products that is available in the market too, so that we can use them in the infrastructure as the components. And after that, next step would be to see how we could build a workforce to be able to support the infrastructure. So right now we just have myself, Maggie is our FHIR developer, And Bill's team is supporting us, but that needs to be expanded as we go, because there are going to be more fire-related work in public health. So.
Very cool. So it sounds like your team supports the whole agency. A central office for IT and informatics?
Informatics, yes. Yeah, that's the, I mean, it's a new office, but that's the vision.
Cool. We have a very similar office that's new too, that we're trying to be the one front door to the exchange. So it's
Cool.
cool to hear about what you guys are doing. Thanks.
Great. All right, anybody else? Thank you.